Hello, everybody. Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Community building. I'm here to talk about community building through NFTs and the Crover NFT project today. Small background about myself. I'm Evan Luthra. I started as a serial entrepreneur and angel investor since pretty young. I was one of the first 100 people to make apps for the iPhone when I was about 13 years of age. Built about 30 apps, sold my first company at 17, made a couple million from that, and started investing that back into technology because that's what I understood best. Came across Bitcoin first time in 2014 when I was in San Francisco, and I already had a few 100,000 followers by then. I'd already spoken for a lot of events, and Coinbase was giving out $5 for referring new people to Bitcoin. So I decided to tell my followers about Bitcoin, and each of those people got $5 in Bitcoin for free, and each of those $5 is worth over $500 today, thanks to the exponential growth that Bitcoin has shown us. So I started investing more into crypto companies, was an early equity investor in a lot of early crypto companies like Hedera, Ripple, which are all today top 20 coin market cap projects. Since then, I've basically been in the space trying to push the movement forward, educate more people about blockchain, NFTs, and cryptocurrencies. Spoken in about 25 different countries and over 200 events live about what blockchain is doing and how it's making the world a better place. I write articles in all the top-tier media. I write for Forbes, Entrepreneur, Cointelegraph, and many more publications. In the last few years, have been very involved deeply in the space, working with and investing in many different companies and helping them take them to market. Just in the last year, I invested in over 250 different projects, which were pre-listing, and advised over 15 of them, focused on NFTs, took them to market, and delivered a 50 to 100x return for all our investors early on. So we're living in a new world. The new world order that we're living in is changing rapidly. Facebook, which is one of the largest companies in the world, owns Instagram, owns WhatsApp, and Facebook really changed their name to Meta. Why? Why would they change their name to Meta? Because Facebook makes your money by attention. They make money by giving you a product, actually. So the more attention you spend on them, the more money they make. We're living in an attention economy. And Facebook understands that where the attention is going is the metaverse, and that's the new world order that we are living in. If you understand singularity, it's a concept in artificial intelligence. Singularity is the idea when artificial intelligence becomes stronger than human intelligence, and we call that a singularity. Similarly, I think the metaverse is when our physical life matters less to us than our digital life. Most people make the mistake of thinking the metaverse is like a virtual place or like a movie, like in the movie Ready Player One, where you see a digital life. But I think it's wrong. It's more than a place. It's a time. It's a moment in time when our digital life matters more to us than our physical life. And that's where our energy is going. So as energy goes to more and more into the digital life, that's where our attention goes. So as we see that, now we're seeing our life is going digital step by step. Work, from factories to laptops, from boardrooms to Zoom calls. It's no more about neighbors. Where do you find more games? Most people play more online games, digital games, than physical games these days. Fortnite is actually played by more people than basketball and football combined. Identity. We are having a very big shift towards digital identity. You're probably seeing a lot of companies out here talking about that. Filters are the new makeup. Stories are your personal billboard to broadcast to the world who you are. What matters more to you? What you look like in real life or what you look like on Instagram? For most people, the choice is the second one today. As everything goes digital, your friends, your job, your identity, you're moving to a very digital lifestyle. And with crypto, your assets also become online. Bored apes and NFTs are the new Rolexes. Fortnite skins are the new skinny jeans. So as we see all these changes and shifts happening, we move towards a very metaverse world. We cross into the metaverse, and digital matters more to us than our physical. Our attention used to be 99% on the physical environment, right? We had our full attention before technology came along. Everything, we were very aware of what was happening around us. But then TVs came around and dropped them down to 80%. Then came computers, and we started spending more and more time with the digital. And now with phones, we're spending half our time on the digital world. Already half of you are on your phones here, right? So we're spending at least half of our energy in a digital realm. Even when we are present more in the metaverse than in the real life. I was an early user for Google Glass in 2012 when they came out, and they had a screen in front of my eye the whole time. I think it was way too early for its time. That's why I didn't pick off. But it's only a matter of time where everybody gets used to having a screen in front of their eyes at all times, and there's not even contact lenses that you can put in, and you have a screen omnipresent at all times. And as our attention is being sucked from the physical and going to the digital, that's where our energy is flowing. And it's only a matter of time when our energy is 90% on the digital world, and that's what we're living in the metaverse. That's the moment when the metaverse starts. That's the moment our virtual life will become more important to us than our real life. And it's already happening. It's not a gradual, it's not an instant change. It's not invented by one Steve Jobs or one kind of guy, Mark Zuckerberg. It's a gradual change that's been happening for 20 years or many more, combined with different technologies coming and making an impact on our lives. Now, if you ask me, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Unlike most things, it's going to become a part of our normal life. If you think about the internet 20 years ago, it used to be called the information superhighway or the cyberspace. But now the internet is used, everybody uses it. It's a common thing. So I think it's going to be, we're going to reach a point where the metaverse is also extremely common. And as more kids are born these days, they're going to be living in this metaverse from the get-go. Now, if you think about it, I'm very grateful that I'm very blessed to be able to have a very exciting life, and I love my life. I travel the world, been to 60 countries. I see and enjoy new things. I go out pretty much every night. But I'm also grateful and I'm blessed to know that I can do this. I come from a country like India, where there's 1 billion people who make less than 500 euros a month. So for them, they don't have that opportunity. They don't have this opportunity. I was just in Miami, speaking at BDC Miami, and I had the opportunity to go visit Romero Brito, the most licensed artist in the history of the world. I had the opportunity to go visit his largest art gallery in the world. Now, to go to his art gallery, you need to be his private client. You need to be spending tens of thousands of dollars minimum with him to even get access to the art gallery. So it's limited access, but he's also building an art gallery in the metaverse that you can buy an NFT. You can buy his NFT, and you can access his art gallery in the metaverse, and you get access to a similar experience. So for all the millions of billions of people who don't have the ability to travel to Miami and become a private client and spend a lot of money with him, for them, they can have a very close experience to the real thing using the metaverse for very less money, for almost very less money. So I think that's the real beauty of the metaverse, that it opens up opportunities and a lot of opportunities for people who are the less fortunate people. I think that's going to change the world, and that's what technology has been doing for all kinds of industries. It's making industries more efficient and more simpler. So that's what I said. Now, a big part of the metaverse is NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And NFTs are powering various utilities around the world. A great example is play-to-earn games. So in countries like Philippines, people are playing games all day, where they're earning NFTs in-game, and then they're selling that to more influential people in Europe and the US and earning money in the process. Games in the past used to be a siloed ecosystem. So you would play a game and you would earn skins and weapons. You would spend hours and hours investing into that game, and then one day you decide, I'm not going to play this game anymore. So all the time you invested goes to waste, because those skins and those weapons are actually only used in that game in your profile. But what NFTs enable is they enable you to open up this ecosystem, so all the skins and all the weapons you earn in the game, or you can sell it to a different person or a different player. And that's a very big shift in how the world runs right now. And in Philippines, we're already seeing this happening at a very large scale. Hundreds of thousands of people are playing games all day as a full-time job. Grandmas at 50 years of age and children at 5 years of age, and they're earning these NFTs, and they're selling this to the people in the US who don't care about spending $20 to advance in the game much further. But in Philippines, $20 is more than what they make in a whole day, the average job. So you see this massive utility of NFTs coming into play-to-earn games as going to disrupt how we play, and eventually also how we earn and also how we learn. Another great use case of NFTs is community building. It's challenging parts of a challenging part of building an ecosystem is always authenticity. NFTs allow you to authenticate anybody. It's very easy to know who owns a certain NFT and verify that that is the individual, or at least the identity that owns that NFT. So it makes it very easy to scale authenticity and also scarcity, which was not possible before. And this really expands how we build communities online. Benefits of holding an NFT early could be access to new NFTs from a brand that has strong brand value. So if you see like McLaren just launched their NFT a few days ago, and anybody who got access to NFT now can get access to physical access to a McLaren in real life at one of their events, etc., or also get free NFTs, which also grow in more value. The difference between an NFT or a digital JPEG is that it's an asset that you can actually own and hold and then sell for more money later. Most people who invest in NFTs today are doing it as an investment more than anything else. Another great value of NFTs that gives us value is voting and governance. So right now, normally, most businesses are run by a central authority. What we see is that there's three stakeholders involved in the business. There's the users of the business, the managers of the business, and the owners of the business. Right now, all three stakeholders want different things. The user wants the best product for the cheapest price. The manager wants to keep the user and the owner happy, and the owner wants to make the most money. But the incentives are not aligned. When you bring in NFTs and you decentralize decision-making, you make the user a part manager and a part owner. That's when you see exponential growth in business. That's when you see the user actually becomes a part owner, and he becomes your biggest proponent. He goes and talks about you everywhere he goes. And they also have a decision in how the business is run. I was going to talk about Nouns DAO, but I saw Audi's a sponsor here, so I'll use them as an example. So for example, Audi makes $10 billion a year, and then they ask, right now they decide what they invest that money in. But in the future, possibly, they could come out with the NFTs, and they could say, the NFT holders get to vote on where do we invest the money. Do we invest in building a new yacht, or do we invest in building a new plane? I like to fly a lot, so I'll say invest in building a plane. Maybe somebody here likes to go on the water. They will say invest in building a yacht. So they make the user a part owner and a part manager. When you bring a token out, you can reward the user for holding your NFTs. So eventually, Audi can bring out tokens and give tokens to the users. So eventually, it makes it a much more aligned ecosystem where you align incentives, and the business shows much more growth because it's the users who are deciding how the business grows, and that they want to talk about it with their friends and family, and you see maximum growth. NFTs will evolve into tribes in the metaverse and will be increasingly used as a proxy for social standing, because you can verify easily who owns this NFT. Before, you're already using peer-to-peer evaluation to decide, if in the case of microloans, to decide who deserves to get a loan. But it's very hard to get the digital signals in the metaverse. NFTs serve as that signal. They verify that you actually belong to that community, and because you belong to that community, this is the access and the benefit that you can get. Identities and tribes in the metaverse are going to change a lot as we see. Right now, most of the NFT projects are profile picture projects, where you can buy a profile picture and display yourself as that part of that community by using that profile picture. It's already happening on Twitter, where you can verify the NFT and have your profile picture as a hexagon to show that and display that you're part of that community. But eventually, we will evolve into 3D avatars, because technology needs time to grow. But as it grows, technology grows exponentially. So we're going to see a lot more immersive and a lot more 3D avatars in the metaverse. And credibility-based social standing will play a massive role. I'm a Bored Ape holder. I already get access to very special events and get to meet very interesting people just because I bought that Bored Ape. And it's gonna expand more and more. The more NFTs you hold, the more communities you join, and the more access you can get. And we're going to see the world's going to become more and more interconnected, and NFTs as an innovation are going to change that. And Crover is something that can change that. I want to invite the CEO of Crover, Jen, on stage to come and say a few words about Crover.
So, thanks, Evan. Yeah, Welcome to the Crover movement that we want to initiate now. We call it a few before many because in the moment we think that we are just a few. From studies we know that we are around about 60 million people in the moment. And we want to grow, we want to get larger because we think that being a Crover is something very special and that everyone will enjoy the free mind, the free spirit life, the good life that we put behind the Crover brand. So what we are doing in the moment is we are creating a crowd, a tribe, a movement, where we bring people together. In former times, we called them digital nomads, vacationists, remote workers. And we put the dust away from it and created the new word Crover for this, because working and living crossover is Crover. What we are doing right now is, with focus on the business development, we are kicking off the process by creating the Crover NFT Founders Club. So these are only 100 NFTs. Evan just explained very much about the NFTs. And what we do is we add a big benefit package to these Crover NFT Founders Club. These guys, these people will be really our initiators. They will help and support us to develop the overall process that we want to initiate. The community growth will then happen with another NFT that we launch, so 10,000 NFTs, all also with a benefit package, all with an exclusive avatar only, and also with exclusive music added. We selected fine German artists for that, so here you see the first avatar designed by Julia Pelzer, designer and tattooist from Hamburg. Music is from a talented German musician. And we put now the benefit package behind that and create something for the NFT owner that the NFT owner directly has access to our Crover Club, to our Crover world. What we have in mind is really taking the great things out of the metaverse, everything that is really helpful, everything that is entertaining, everything that also connects us to each other. And we bring the metaverse also in every tourism product that we are creating. But what we want to achieve is that we want to bring the people back to the real world. We want them to experience life again. We want to bring them to paradise destinations in the world and really focus on getting together again, socialize, being together, and that the development into digitalization, into being caught to a tech tool, gets solved in a way, to be more human again, to be connected and really come back to socializing. What we as the next point then develop is subscription living passes. So we created already a nice infrastructure of hotels in the world, very individual ones, and then also the smaller chains, the larger chains. And we sell these passes for a monthly fee. So you pay a monthly fee and then you can travel all over the world and live in our hotels of our partners. The next point is that we then, at the end, develop resorts, our own resorts. And here, the community is invited, the community that we are right now developing, because Crover, at the end, will be a community-driven tool for you, for everyone who feels to be a Crover. So at the end, it's that we want people to experience again what has been before. Now we have a new world, the metaverse is approaching, and we take the people from the metaverse to the real world. Crover is about caring, sharing, and preserving. So by caring, it means we bring people together again. Our software development is focusing exactly also on this, that you directly can see when you plan your next trip to a destination, let's say Mexico, you can have a look into our database, and then you can see, okay, these guys I have met last year on the Maldives, and they are now in Mexico. Let's go there. So people are reconnecting and always new social infrastructures within the system of Crover. Sharing means shared places to live, and as we have seen, sharing economy is evolving very much right now. We share places now. We share joint memories. So sharing is one main point within our sharing economy. And as we all know, we only have one planet, and therefore Crover is definitely also very much focusing on preserving the state of the planet we have in the moment. So Crover itself will take out percentages of the profits that the company at the end creates for detailed and interesting and really preserving projects in the world. So we are inviting all of you to being a Crover, to live the Crover lifestyle, to living the metaverse if you're already in, to feel the nature, the reality, the truth again. So let's break up the development a little bit. Let's make use of the good things out of the metaverse, transfer them into our Crover world, and let's experience a better future by using technology, premium standards, and bringing life back to paradise destinations, people back to paradise destinations. So Evan is the first Crover. We are very happy. We saw this guy traveling around every day at another destination. So I think, Evan, you are really the role model for the Crover lifestyle.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for joining the movement.
No, it's truly a pleasure, guys. I mean, I'm here today to really open you to the idea of where the world is moving to, a world full of tokens and systems that align incentives between all stakeholders, the users, the managers, and the owners of the product. And I think Crover is already doing that for people who live a lifestyle like me. The new world order that I envision will be full of tokens and an NFTs model controlled by DAOs. If you're here today, you have the opportunity to get involved in the space, get involved in the NFT space, in the metaverse space, and join the Crover movement. My name is Evan. I'm the first Crover of the world, and I would love to support you and maybe invest in you. You can email me at evan@evanluthra.com or reach out on Instagram at evanluthra. And thank you so much for giving us your time. Appreciate it. Have a good day, guys. And before we go, we are announcing a lottery for the first NFT Founders Club. Crover has different NFTs, so the NFT Founders Club is the most premium, where you don't pay anything. If you own the Founders Club NFT, you can stay in any of the partner hotels for free all year round. It's valued at least 200,000 euros, if not more. So you have a chance to win one of those NFTs for free. All you have to do is go and follow Crover World on social media, and you have all the instructions displayed there. Crover.world on Instagram and Crover World on Twitter, and you can join the lottery and join us at interesting events like Coachella. We were just artist passes just 2 weeks ago. So, and many more events. Thank you guys and please join the lottery.
Yeah, and before we end that now, we also prepared a video. It should have been at the beginning, but we are closing it now with a video. Thanks, Evan. Thanks to you.
Take care, guys.
We invite you to be a Crover.
Yes.
I'm just saying.